What is up, y'all? Your girl, Sweet Angel. Hello and welcome to the channel.
In my dreams, I'm never over you. Just trying to stay alive. No matter how I feel or what I do, yeah, I keep on wasting time. And I'm just here until there's something new.
Y'all know, the one thing about getting older, you really don't care who toes you step on, because you might as well spell it out. You might as well let them know. And today's video is all about that. You know, I've been waiting to do this one for a while. But first, I need to talk about one of my benefactors right here. Let's get to this, and then we'll get into the hot topic of today. All right, babes, listen, let me tell you something. In this household, our safety is very important to us. And let me show you something. Come on down to the desk and let me show you what I have right here. I want to thank MSR X6 for sending this over to us. This is the MSR X6 Keypad Smart Door Lock with handle. Now look, I'm getting ready to unbox this and I'm super excited because I'm just excited to upgrade our home security with this keyless entry door lock. So come on, let's dive in. First, let's open the box and see what's inside. Right on top, we have the user manual and installation guide. Make sure you keep this handy. Okay, we got to make sure we keep that handy. Next, we have the smart door lock itself. Looky here. Nice, sturdy. I am so excited, y'all. Just don't know. Y'all, this is the main component with the weather-resistant keypad. There's also, as I said, a handle and a key fob and a set of keys, physical keys. Finally, we have the mounting hardware in here. This includes the screws and even a screwdriver. Everything needed for installing this keypad smart door lock. Everything is neatly packaged and ready to go. Now, before we get started in the installation process, let me just tell you about some of the cool features of this MSR X6. This smart lock has a fingerprint sensor that gets more accurate with every use. Unlocking the door, it says, your unlocking process should take less than 0.3 seconds. It also offers 7 different ways to unlock your door: fingerprint, Bluetooth app, keypad passcode, key fob, physical key, or it also has that you can iWatch and Alexa the process by opening it with an extra G2 gateway. Y'all, we're excited about installing it. We're going to get that done. I will show y'all that in a later video. And also, just to mention, you can connect to the app to fully utilize this smart lock. You can download the TT Lock app and authorize Bluetooth permissions. You know, I'm loving it already, just the idea about it. Security and durability, that's what we wanted. Your peace of mind is MSR X6 top priority. So this lock comes with an auto lock feature, anti-beeping code, backlit keypad, and low battery alerts. It's built to withstand extreme temperatures and is IP65 waterproof, making it suitable for all weather conditions. I'm just excited about having this for our home, and we love having a smart home. So this is going to help provide us with convenience, security, and top of the line peace of mind, for sure. I just want to interject this, but please make sure you check out the description box for this item. It will be found on Amazon. You'll see my Amazon link down in the description box. But y'all, let's get into today's video where we talked about security. Let's talk about trust. And honey, I'm so glad that now I can trust that nobody will be accessing my doors except us. Okay.
Whenever you're down, out in the cold, faithless and dark, your story's untold. Come take my hand and walk.
So as you saw by the title, we are getting into it. We are getting into some grounds that, I've kind of held off talking about for one reason or another. I really just wanted to kind of pass it over and let it just slide on by. But because of the fact that reality will hit you in the face and say, no, get real with it. Get real. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. And this is on a more personal note than ever. And I know this is going to touch other people as well when it comes to you, your situation, other people that I may know, but we all good with that. We ain't calling no names. We ain't dropping no names. We ain't dropping no titles. We just gonna talk today. And I'm going to express my own personal feelings from my own household today in this video. So if you're with me, come on, hang in here. And at the end of this video, feel free to chime in the comments, leave your commentary, leave your likes, your dislikes, whatever you want to do at the end of this video. I appreciate it all. We all have opinions, and this is mine. So I did jot down some notes because I kind of want to go in order of not really an outline, but just, to stay on track with things I want to talk about. And first, I want to get into the fact of trust. We all know trust is a fragile, and how can I put it, like a delicate bond. And, once it's broken, it can be very difficult to repair. So when someone close to you perhaps publicly lie, in my situation, they publicly lie and distort people's perception of you, the betrayal can cut real deep. I mean, real deep. And it really leaves a wound that's really hard to heal. That's where I'm at today, because I have been there, done that, got a t-shirt for it. And it's been one of the most challenging experiences I've ever had to face. When this person that I trusted, we trusted here, implicitly turns around and lies, not just on one person, but when you lie on one person, everybody gets pulled into it. That means it's not just betraying our trust, but a betrayal of who we are, our very self. It's deep. It gets really, really deep. And I don't know if y'all are following me along this path or not, but this is deep. It's really deep. When you know a person and you're close to a person, that person knows your vulnerabilities, okay? They know your weaknesses. They know your strengths, all of that. They know how to create a scenario that may even appear to be real for those that don't know, that have not been in your circle. They can actually twist the truth enough to make others doubt you. That's bad. And when the lies are spread publicly, then the damage is amplified. It not only affects your personal relationships, but it can also affect your reputation. And if you let it, it can actually affect your self-esteem. You know, it didn't go to that extent for us because we know it. We knew it's a lie. Not a problem with that. But, you know, it was a battle. It was a battle, you know, emotionally. It was a battle financially. It was a battle. But this is it. You know, your initial reaction often is, what the you know, it's the shock. It's the shock, right? And then you get angry. That's me. I go from 0 to 10 in 0.2 seconds. That's me. And then you go to kind of a pity party. You know, you start feeling sad because what is going on? Is this really my life? Is this really my life? Boy. But anywho, as it goes on, you think to yourself, how could someone that you know, that they know you, years of trust and years of love and years of just happiness, how could this person do something so hurtful, so harmful, and I say so hateful? You know, it truly feels like a part of you has been ripped away. And that was my initial thought when things start going like in this downward spiral. The emotional turmoil can truly be overwhelming. I stay prayed up. I know there's a God. And because of that fact, you know, I stayed strong. Even if I had people in my ear that were, you know, saying negative things like, oh my gosh, what if? I'm like, please stop. Stop the madness. Not the case here. Not the case here. And I was confident in my stance because I know. I was confident in my stance because I know and I knew this ain't the case here. This is not the case here. But, you know, I know for me some days, you know, even trying to think clearly was kind of difficult. And not knowing how to respond sometimes was even more difficult. But y'all, you know, after all was said and done, everything finito under the bridge, done, okay? In the wake of that kind of betrayal, let me tell you something. The path of healing and rebuilding trust is long and arduous. But I wanted to talk about today some of the steps that, you know, we took around these parts to help us to heal and to navigate the challenging journey. Now, for me, more difficult. For my husband, who you would think would be more upset, more angry, more hurt, even more hateful about the situation, his mindset is like, there's a reason for everything, you know. And even though in moments we don't know why certain situations turn crazy, there's a reason for it. And that is what you have to be aware of. So let me just go kind of in order of what I did to heal, or we all did in one sense or another to heal. You have to allow yourself to feel the hurt, to feel the anger, to feel the sadness. You know, one thing is important is that you cannot or should not bottle up those emotions. And that's where the healing starts, by letting them out. Because when you bottle them up, doing so can lead to further pain down the line. Talk to someone, talk to a friend. You know, I talked, I told, and I said, and I, you know, spread my truth and our truth and the truth. And let everybody know that asked if you inquired what it is and what it do, and why such may have occurred in this person's head, and how it all started, and what led up to this person flipping into a bizarre story. Okay, so Whatever you have to do to get it out, get it out. Even if you have to seek professional help, which no, I didn't have to do that. We didn't have to do that because, even though it was deep, it was still not that deep for us because we know the truth, right? So sometimes you have to seek the truth and understand why a person would do that, what was said, and why. So when we found out the why, when we realized the why, and this is something that I really haven't talked on, is the why this person did this. That's when it gets real. And after all was said and done, when there was opportunities to actually confront the person, I say confront them. I did. But quite naturally, even though if at the end of the day, God said that didn't happen, that's not the truth. For the person to retract upon everything, that means that every person that they've lied to is now looking at them like, oops, don't trust that individual. Do not, because that's deep. That means that they can come around and say some crazy things about you. Okay, let me tell you something. I did confront the individual and I was looking for clarity and what motivated this individual to do that, right? Oh, but it was so many things through the years that just negated every ounce of this whole made-up story by this person. But after, asking the whys and so forth, you have to move on. So moving on, what did I have to do? I had to set some real boundaries. I had to really determine, and we as a whole had to really determine, how were we going to move forward? The truth be told, in the beginning, distance. We had to distance ourselves. And sometimes, in certain situations, you have to distance yourself permanently. I didn't want that to be the case because of who this person was to me and is to me. So my thought process was to give it some time, and I did. And so I wanted to reach out to rebuild a relationship with this individual. But I knew, because of the fact of the mindset of this person, there had to be boundaries in place, which means that truly this was not the relationship I particularly wanted and how I envisioned my life to be, being my relationship with this individual. Okay. But most importantly, I wanted to focus on self, and we wanted to focus on self, us. Where are we? Where are we? Physically, emotionally, mentally. Okay. And we realized that not having such a close relationship with this person brought more joy and brought more peace. It's almost sad to say, but sometimes there are people that can definitely be a cloud in relationships, okay? Whatever kind of relationship you have, whether it's mother, father, sister, brother, child. This was evident to us that happiness was more prominent without them being around, because it was always an issue. It was always something. So another step that you can do is to choose to try and rebuild the relationship. Did I? Yeah, I did. And we did as a whole. And I know, and everybody knows, trust cannot be rebuilt overnight. It takes time. A lot of time. And not only time, but consistency and effort. But it has to be effort on both ends. You look at actions, not just words. And that shows like their genuine remorse and commitment to change. But honestly speaking, y'all, that really never happened on that end. There was not any effort put forward, honestly, on that end. So I will finalize things with this. This is me today, and you've heard this terminology before. Forgive, but don't forget. And that's me. And sometimes that may be a problem. Forgiveness is a personal journey. And I know that it can be incredibly liberating. However, there is a however. Truth be told, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what took place. It's simply about releasing the hold that betrayal has on you and allowing yourself to move forward. Peace of mind. But I can tell you this, if you've gone through something like this, let me tell you this. Through this experience, just speaking personally from me, I have learned a lot about myself and the nature of trust. While the pain of betrayal was immense, intense, it also made me more resilient and cautious. You know, I can truly say from my own perspective, you know, I'm not ruined, I'm not shattered, I'm not broken, but this very well could have been something that would have taken down some of the strongest kind of people. It taught me, in the worst kind of way, it taught me the importance of setting boundaries and the value of having a support system you can rely on. You know, through the process of all of everything that went on, we learned who is and who's not in your corner, who will flip on you, who will lie on you, who will deceive you, who will talk behind your back, who are basically, I ain't got nothing to do with them folks no more. All that's in this process. So this, in fact, kind of set us on an island where now we can see in the distance, you know, what and who should we truly say, oh, great, there's some amazing people there in our corner. They're this, they're that. And we can see truly who is full of shit. Who is full of shit. So we definitely had an experience. And honestly, you know, rebuilding trust, it's possible. But it requires time, patience, and a willingness to confront the pain head on. Now, whether you choose to rebuild the relationship or move on, the one thing that I do know, that we had to remember that our worth, or my worth, even your worth, is not defined by someone else's lies. Seek to surround yourself by people who see and appreciate the real you, the real, the people that know you, okay? And never, ever, ever, no matter what you're going through, whether someone lied on you, betrayed you, whatever the case may be, never lose sight of your own strength and integrity. That's my take on it. I hope y'all got something out of today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Whenever you're down, out in the cold, faithless and dark, your story's untold. Come take my hand and walk